is transportation and traffic management. Leading the Themes Plus agenda of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration, the sector has witnessed significant interventions over the past 5 years, from road network expansion to innovative traffic management solutions and partnerships with stakeholders. The government has been working tirelessly to ease the daily struggles of commuters and improve overall mobility here in Lagos. So, but how effective have these efforts been? What milestones have been achieved? And what challenges remain? Most importantly, what more can be done to ensure sustainable solutions for the future? Joining us to explore these questions is Omoba Adeyinka Oyediran. He is the Lagos State Task Force Chairman for the National Association of Road Transport Owners. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Madam.
You're welcome.
Good day to you.
As we review the Themes Plus agenda on transportation and traffic management, I'd want us to start with traffic management. How would you rate traffic management as of today in Lagos State?
Thank you very much. Looking at Lagos State, in virtually every spheres of governance, Lagos State has always taken the lead. I do tell people that Lagos is a fair representation of Nigeria. So there are so many innovations that they have put up that even other states are coming to emulate. In terms of management, whatever they have done, we have to give it to the government that they've tried a lot, because looking at Lagos State, I think it's the buffer for every state in Nigeria. The volume of, you might look at it as, in terms of size, as small, but in terms of the volume of people, population is densely populated. And again, when you look at the proximity of Lagos State to the ocean, you know, to the seaside, you know, and you know that, but I think there are quite a lot of vehicles that are not even resident in Lagos that comes to either to come and load or to come and deliver because of the industrial arena and the ports arena. Look at Lekki, look at Apapa, look at all the jetties and whatever. So day in, day out. If you move out in the night, you see quite a lot of trucks that are moving out. Sometimes you think maybe they are just being released from you know, the way they be pumped. So of course, that's why I say much is expected, much has been given, but there is still more to do. In terms of management, day in, day out, I don't think any state in Nigeria can match Lagos State because of that nature. They have tried, but there is still more. One of those things I don't like is the fact that the way government relates with the stakeholders, you know, under this management. Thank God the Nigerian law is not written in Yoruba. So I'm going to give you an adage in Yoruba. You will now translate it so that if there's any legal implication, it is your issue. Ẹni tí ò yá ni lówó tí ò yá ni láṣọ kò lè pe ní lárugún, tó bá pe ní lárugún ìjà ló máa dà. So it's left for you because
to explain.
Okay, in some countries, the way management of transportation is being run.
Please translate in English for those who don't
That area.
understand.
Promise me that I will not be charged to court.
You will not.
No,
Okay.
You're just
Okay, under that pretext, I will say. You see, if you don't borrow somebody money to do a business or to keep his life up, you cannot call him any negative name that is a spendthrift spirit or whatever. You know what I'm saying, in essence, is that look, in some other part of the world, management of this kind of transport system is being rendered like a service, not money-making device where revenue is being generated or expected.
Yeah.
So because of that, because you don't have, government in Nigeria does not have so much to do to the investors, especially the truckers. You buy truck in millions of naira, you put it on the road to do your business. there are certain things that you pay this, you pay that, you pay this, you pay that. Then both the legal and the illegal ones, miscreants as on the road, the police, the forces and whatever, both legal and illegal. All these volumes of expenses have been placed upon the cost of transportation. So at the end of the day, the service that is going to be rendered will be high, such that the end user will now pay from their nursery, and it's going to be spread on the products or services that they are taking. So at the end of the day, it is the individual person that is going to pay. A man cannot put a truck on the road, buy diesel at a high cost, pay pay
maintenance.
Yeah. Then, okay, I will give you an instance. West Coast is divided into about 5 segments. The one that is closer to us is 5 country segment between Cote d'Ivoire and Nigeria. Between Semeboda and Cote d'Ivoire, you have about 5 checkpoints. But between Semeboda, until recently, to Maitu, you have about 47 checkpoints. Both legal and illegal. Sometimes you see some forces, they replicate themselves. Their bosses will ask them to go and stay on 2 locations. They will divide themselves into maybe into 2. To the extent that people pay from their nostril. Where is it coming? At the end of the day, it's going to be upon the service or the goods. An individual person that is going to buy is going to pay for it. So because of that, cost of food, cost of services, cost of even whatever they are carrying will accommodate all this, and individual will be complaining.
By the time it gets to the end users.
So I would prefer that I will beg the government at the initial stage, look at, I'm not saying government needs money to run certain things, but instead of allowing some people to be extorting beyond the capability of the business owner. That's why I said a situation, it is true we do have collaborative meetings and whatever, but what is the end result? If you are using a system over a period of time and it's not bringing the result and it's not bringing down the cost, then go into it. I love the Commissioner for Transport. I think about 2 occasions that I met with him. Very responsive, very responsible, but he cannot do it alone. I remember I wrote a paper to him some times ago. I said, look at Lekki Free Trade Zone. A lot of people want to do trailer park there. It's difficult because of the nature of the land. It's marshy, sandy, swampy, because that's the nature of that land in that Lekki axis. You understand me? So, and you want to carry a trailer that on its own is heavy, not to talk of the load on it. The land itself is a landlocked. Atlantic Ocean this way, Lekki Lagoon is on this way. So you only have a smaller space that you can create there. Instead of that, I wrote a paper to the ministry. I said, look, what we did in Liberia, from Robertsfield International, from Firestone to Monrovia Port, you hardly know what is happening because there's a rail in between the Firestone rubber plantation that takes, and it's off everybody's head. Before you know what is happening, the whole thing is moving on it's being synchronized in a mild way. We can do the same thing at Lekki Deep Sea Port. We can create a conveyor belt that can take at least 1,000 containers from that axis to the Ekpe hinterland. And there's massive land there. I showed the commissioner that there's a massive land there that can take a trailer park of about 4,000 trailers. And containers about 1,000 a day can still be put on that. It's just a matter of flatbed coaches that we put containers upon and move into. So majority of the trucks will not have anything to do coming into Lagos State. Okay. They will just go through Ekpe and Ijebu axis and they will evacuate. Right. But you see, when there was no much positive response, I wrote a letter to the Federal Ministry of Transport, Minister Said Ali Kali. Within 2 weeks, I was invited, and by the time I showed them the concept, it was received. And by the grace of God, I know that very soon with this federal government, it's going to be. But meanwhile, it's supposed to be domiciled in Lagos. Yeah, because majority of the activities. So we need to look into all those areas.
Question, Joy. I'm glad you mentioned the Lekki Ekpe access talking about the trailer park, and this brings a question about the e-collop system that that the Lagos State government is trying to settle. I know it's different from the trailer park, and my question is still on traffic management. I'd want you to talk about how the Lagos State government e-collop system in the Lekki-Epe corridor, will ease traffic in that access.
It's so simple. You need little of middlemen. Rather, you need to sit down with the real stakeholders, the truckers themselves.
I thought everybody, had a say.
Yeah, they may have, but
before it starts.
But let me tell you something. I say go back to that my Yoruba adage. You look at what has been okay. Let government bring in like maybe 2,000 trucks. Give to the truckers in a liberal way of payment and see if they will not listen to you. If you are saying this is what you want, don't let. What I'm saying is that I don't want it to be more of what the government wants.
Must be what the people.
Let it be more of what the stakeholders think that the business will ameliorate the business. Then they will now listen to you. By the time you dictate to somebody, Labera man say kuku jumuku, you know inside, you know. If you are not part of a system, you cannot operate there effectively. They are the one that knows where the shoe is pinching them. Ask them how best can we do this thing.
But there were collaborations with this stakeholders.
The collaboration
what came out of it?
Go and check. Okay, how many times have we made move to start the e-collop and whatever? The one we did in Apapa, how beautiful is the result? You still have the congestion and whatever. Thank God for it. The lighter vehicular movement that you are seeing. It's not as a result of that the vehicle are not there. It's because of the cost of fuel. Of course, yes. That's why you see the road free. So to me, it is not the original concept or the way it's supposed to be. And that is why you are having cost of goods still being expensive. We should find a way of streamlining it down, bringing it to how do we get it cheaper? How do we get it closer, the service closer to our people? Look, let me tell you, in terms of okay, take for instance some of the security operators or whatever. They arrest a vehicle and they take it to a Ikeja. On their before you know, you pay demurrage, you pay this, you pay that. Who is going to bear the brunt? It is still the masses, because all the money that you are collecting in terms of demurrage, in terms of fine, in terms of whatever, these people are businessmen. They are still going to package all that, spread it upon the service, and it's going to be passed as a bulk to the end users. So are we now working for the masses, or we are working for few hands? So we need to liberalize it. We need to say, come, let us reason together. We have been using this system over a period of time. It has not been working. What do we do? Then they will come. I took my pen one day and I wrote. I said, okay, all the amount of money the Lagos State government is expecting from the truckers to be able to do whatever they want to do, that want to bring it together as a bulk. Call the head of the truckers. No, this is the amount of money we are expecting. They will take the money, they will spread it upon each of the vehicles. It will be paid with ease. Then stop arresting them unnecessarily. They are whom. Then another thing is the issue of drivers. You don't have the new drivers any longer. The people you are having is just I just want to eat at all costs, because they will be ready to fight police, ready to fight. Decent. I was once a driver for many years, even outside the country. I was into transportation. I was taking Nigerian tires to Liberia. I was in Brussels, in Belgium. Look, I know what I'm talking about. Wow. When you ask me to tell you the solutions, I will tell you this is the solution.
And that was the next question I want to ask you.
How best is it being taken? We put it on paper, are they acting upon it? That is the reason. And when you don't have much that you are giving to the stakeholders, and you want to legislate or you want to control them, it will be difficult.
Okay, Omar, I want us to, touch other aspects. Let's not just dwell on this. So let's move now to the red rail and blue rail lines. How much of a game changer has this infrastructure, brought, and then how much has it impacted the life of Lagos residents?
You can see me clapping. I give it to the government. They try in that the blue line, the red line, or whatever. But of course, beyond that, if you look at the original, let's talk about the policy. It was revolving until we get to May 24, when the final position was launched. It was the deputy governor that came to launch on behalf of at Ikeja here. What do you call it? Okay. After the launching, when you look at it, what's the beauty of it? The beauty of it is that the concept is interwoven and interrelated concept of service delivery. A situation where you have the rail line, you know, carrying people massively, but at that end point, you need a smaller means of moving people into the interland. If you go to Berlin, you see in Germany, you see intra-rail services, just like taxis, just like all these are small coropays. Light that moves you from one bus to another in 30 minutes. You know, in another 30 minutes, you see your screening telling you that in another 15 minutes, the next one will be here. So it brings the thing seamlessly, you know, because we have a lot of people here. Again, beyond that, when you look at the way it was designed, if it is achieved, we have a good transport system. Our water, if you go to Venice, majority of their land is water.
Yeah.
There are taxis on water, there are laws on water, there are markets on water. So the same idea some years ago during San Babatunde Raji Fashola, you know, I remember we wrote to him, and hook, line and sinker, I took all the ideas that look, I think some people were sent to Dubai, this water taxi, all these light vessels on water. We have Lagos State as more of water, you know. So in other words, all these things can be, by the time they design it, go to Sierra Leone, every 1 hour, because in Sierra Leone, they don't have flattened land where you can have airport. The airport is across the water in Lungi, but they have there's a name they call it. It moves both vehicle and human being across the water. So if we have such a thing, you know, as you are moving people from Ikorodu to Lagos, there should be a lighter vehicles that will take them, because you are releasing them in volume.
Okay.
Then some, they need to carry their cars. You understand me? Badges, flat badges that will carry them from Ikorodu. So by the time all this comes to Lagos State, what is the machinery to lessen the volume of people that are being dumped there? You need smaller vehicles that can take them at every interval. They must be fused together, so that if the trailer drops, I mean, if a rail drops you here, maybe 1,000 of people, within 5 minutes, you don't, yes, they are dispersing to other.
Yeah.
Again, to look at this, I remember when they were sending the Okada people away, I asked a question. I said, when you collect the Okada, what happened to the human being? Are you going to kill them? No. Are they not going to eat? They will still fall back to what we call dependency ratio. It is their workforce at that point in time. It is true you don't like their attitude, but you must provide alternative. I said, gather like 200 or 300 welders, create boxes, and attach it to their bike. Let them be removing what do you call it? What lawmans are doing. Refuse from the interland, because there are some lawman vehicles that can now not go to the nooks and corners. They can deliver, you know, as people make a policy that everybody, you know, must package their whatever in bags, so that all those smaller, the same thing when you make the Lagos State made policy of trying to remove all these downfalls that they are causing problems. You can't just remove them without providing an alternative. I said we can do something. Those who are interested, collect that. You can buy all their downfalls. You understand me? Buy from them. You can give them alternative. If you are coming, remove their glasses, block it with iron, turn it to refuse carrier. Those who are interested, they will do. Those who are making yoga, they cannot do. Let them go and find alternative. And if they don't like, let them go back to their villages. So what I'm saying is that you must look at the critical stakeholders, what is their problem and what is the solution. You can't make a one single concept and say it's good. We are cosmopolitan. Hausas are here, Igbos are here. Hausas are ready to do the remnant, the menial jobs. Some people are not ready to design those who can do it in a neater way. Give them what it takes. They will go to the estate and remove their whatever. It doesn't need that how much is the compactor? How many people can afford to buy compactor? How many government bought and give to people to pay within a spread, a mild way of payment, so that at the end of the day, so I am saying that they should look at the original concept to be more of service rendering than money-making devices. It is not about this is amount you are going to pay. This is there are so many bills to be picked up.
Okay, let me talk about what you have emphasized on a lot, which is about commuters bearing the brunt of this high cost of transportation and the impact on their livelihood. As the national chairman, Lagos State chairman of the association, National Association of Road Transport Owners,
task force chairman.
yes, task force chairman, what has your association done to find a solution to this?
Okay, thank you very much. This economy, when you are talking about transportation generally, that is the heartbeat of the economy, moving the human being and the goods and services and whatever. Even when you are talking about courier services, it is still means of transportation. When you are talking about taking people to the north, you see, it is the policy, it is the write-up that NATO did, that the government is trying to use now to return back the toll gate and the way bridge.
Oh.
You understand me?
Okay.
The way bridge, the beauty of it is a lot of people, because there is no way bridge. Look at the way bridge that you have at 7 Up, opposite 7 Up there. It's just lying down fallow there, and so many parts of the world. The beauty of it would have been to checkmate overload. Would have been able to checkmate if the size of the load, when you have the size of the load being carried by a flatbed vehicle, it causes accident on the road. When you have too much load up, maybe a trailer can carry only 30 tons, and because there's no way to determine whether it's complying or what, you have the driver tends to carry more to make personal money, and before you know, the tire got busted. Again, the road that the government has used a lot of money, taxpayers' money to build will get damaged, because the load, there is a determined weight, that expected weight that government planned for.
Carry, yes.
And by the time you are now having more, you are compressing, you are giving more problem to that road, and the tendency for government to repair the road often and often is there. So we have NATO had written in this regard. Of course, when government was trying to distribute CNG, NATO was a major factor, because NATO has offices throughout the federation, and is even a member of WATU, West African Transport Union. So you can see is the mother of all transport association. That is why most of the time when government calls.
You said you wrote a letter. I don't want us to debate from that to the state government, federal government, about the CNG.
Yes.
I don't want to debate from that.
What we wrote upon that was that the NATO as a national body, concerning the way bridge and the beauty of the way bridge, that is going to reduce cost, and it's going to assist all the truckers in terms of elongating the life of the trucks and safety of our people on the road. Of course, it's being put into consideration. Then the toll gate, if the roads are good, it will be easier for individual owners to say, okay, we are ready to pay for the tolls, and government will have a lot of money to maintain. When the roads are no good, we are paying so much to repair the vehicles. I spoke about writing to the federal minister concerning creating a conveyor belt, in which I started with Lagos State government, and I said the commissioner received very well. But you see, that when there was no follow up, on it, I decided to move to the federal level, and it was taken. And if that thing should come into existence, you are going to have less cost of transportation, and that will bring about cost of goods to be reduced, and the masses will enjoy in that regard.
Let's talking about roads now. So here in Lagos, as part of the 36 roads and 5 bridges announced by the Lagos State government scheduled for commissioning this month, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu will formally inaugurate the Babafemi Dada Road with bridge, Yinka Folarin Jamiu Lawal Shalom Academy Road Network in Alimosho today. Last week we had the commissioning of Abiola Onijemo, I hope I got that right, and also some link roads in Ikoyi. So I want you to also assess this infrastructures that
It's a great
provided.
applaud to the Lagos State government led by our amiable governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, because the concept of trying to reduce traffic from every north sector. I told you that Lagos State, I think with the our the present president, Lagos State will be put to its rightful position, which is supposed to be a special state. You know, it was a former federal capital territory. Lagos is too voluminous in terms of human being and in terms of vehicle, which bring about congestion there. You want to talk about the one at Yaba? Massively, it has reduced traffic in that area.
Even
So
the one at Ikeja, yeah?
I give it to the governor. In virtually every area. You know, before, Lagos State government, before they do such a thing, they will have studied the environment, listening to the people around that area. Where is the problem coming up? Probably they use satellite or they hover around with a quota. They would have seen that. So majority, all those roads that they either they recreated or they did flyover, they are charge of necessity, and I'm giving it to them. More grease to the elbow of the governor. So in that regard, it has solved a lot of problems. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. Movement has become simpler. Of course, the issue of cost of fuel is another problem, of course. We agree. But it has given. And it has made life easier to those, because sometimes in some area, when people living in Okoko, sometimes they don't leave their area around 4:30. They can't get to Lagos Island to go and work. So that one has reduced. So I give it to. It's a beautiful project. And by the time the whole thing is being completed, the only problem I'm trying to let you know is that it will be a continuous exercise. As we are doing that, we are looking into other areas. Because those two that are migrating into Lagos State is on a daily basis. And it is Lagos that is catering for them. Half of Nigeria, I can say half of Nigeria, it is Lagos that is catering for them. So it is non-stop. Lenorishi said, let the music play on. So, yes, that's the music. Let the music play on all night long.
Time will not permit us, but we need to end the conversation here.
Really?
Yes, we do. So hopefully we'll continue this
I
conversation
wanted him
again.
to propose solutions to some challenges we face here in Lagos, like reckless driving and of course road maintenance.
In terms of reckless driving, all the policies that the Lagos government has put into place, they are fantastic. Though it could be painful, but maybe over a period of time, people will get used to it. I wonder why our people, when they go to other countries, they follow the rules and regulations there. But here, they feel that maybe because of what some miscreants were saying, those that Lagos is a no man's land. I think this will put everybody to sit right and say, okay, if you commit a crime, the only thing I want is that let it be continuous. Over a period of time, people will be used to it. When the Buhari came with Ideago in those days, even to urinate on the road was difficult. People were shouting, but at the end of the day, it became part of it. So we cannot go back from that, because a lot of you can imagine a mad person that would drive on a one way. To me, it's a mad person. But it is not supposed to be for a period. It's supposed to be a continuous exercise.
Okay. For those who understand that language.
So you know what I mean?
You know it's fire.
No, you're not that kind of, lies.
Okay, lies.
Yes, if you have not got rid of it, you will still continue to have traces of blood because you want to be killing. So the best thing is for you to go and scrape the head. Scrape the head.
Okay.
So as much as the criminals are not relenting, government should not relent. That is what I mean.
That's just
Yes. We thank you very much, Omoba Adeyinka Oyedinrun. He is the Lagos State Task Force Chairman of the National Association of Road Transport Owners, NATO. Thank you very much.
Owners,
yes, not
owners,
no workers.
Owners.
And we have been discussing review of the Themes Plus agenda, transportation and traffic management.
There's still more to talk about.
Yes, there is, but time will not permit us.
Yes.
Oh, yes. The conversation continues. Please stay with us.